Why does Star Trek matter? It's not the futuristic technology that influenced our modern world, or all the actors, creators, and scientists who credit the show for inspiring them to become who they are. These are important contributions, but there's something else about Star Trek, something more foundational and subversive, that is at the heart of why Star Trek is so important. To understand, we have to go back to the 1960s, to a time when America was tearing itself apart, and the threat of nuclear war was real. Science fiction on television mostly gave us an escape, or highlighted our biggest fears. Star Trek also reflected the unrest of the 1960s. There were stories about the Vietnam War, civil rights, and the Cold War. But Star Trek gave us hope. It showed us a future where we overcame our differences. And it's the way Star Trek told its stories that had a profound impact on the world. We believe we're all rational beings, that we weigh arguments like a judge and make decisions based on what makes the most sense. But psychological research continues to show us that our minds are emotional and our thoughts reflect how we feel. This is why humans struggle to have conversations about the issues impacting our world. The moment we hear a new idea that conflicts with the way we see the world, we get emotional, and our mind fights off that new idea just as our immune system attacks a virus. But when ideas are presented in a new way, one that doesn't trigger strong emotions, it bypasses our mind's defenses. We can hear it, understand it, reflect on it. This is why Star Trek matters. For over 50 years, it has given us new ways to understand the challenges we face as a species and inspire us to take action. Star Trek celebrates the best of human psychology. We know that teams work best when people with different backgrounds and expertise come together to tackle a goal no one could accomplish on their own. Every story, from the first Star Trek pilot to Star Trek Beyond, has emphasized how important diversity is to a crew. Every captain has upheld the most important lesson from the psychology of leadership: create an environment where everyone can share their opinion, even if they disagree with you. Star Trek reminds us of an important finding from recent research. Even though we might disagree on how to move society forward, we all value the same things: safety, opportunities for our family, and the ability to grow. When we emphasize shared values instead of arguments, we can overcome political gridlock and move forward. This is why we need Star Trek again. Americans are more polarized now than any point in history since the Civil War. The threat of nuclear war has returned, along with terrorism and a rapidly changing planet. Once again, we see this reflected on TV, how little faith we have in our leadership to tackle the real crises facing our world, the hopelessness many have in the future, and the fear of new technology. If Star Trek Discovery can help us to have a real conversation about the issues facing our world, if it can remind us of our shared values, our shared hopes, our shared humanity, then maybe it can help us to believe in the future again. Thanks for watching. This video is based on an article I wrote about the psychology of Star Trek's optimistic future. It's probably my favorite thing I've ever written, so you can check that out in the description below. Over at Patreon, I've got a video about all my favorite psychological lessons from every single version of Star Trek. And if you like this video, be sure to subscribe to the PSYCH Show on YouTube and like it on Facebook.